back in the day, I used to eat really terribly, especially as a student and a junior doctor, where I didn't really have the time or the motivation to cook for myself, and I couldn't afford to have healthy takeout meals all the time. And this is actually largely known as the, quote, Western diet. Now, the Western diet is low in fruits and vegetables and very high in saturated fat and sugar and salt, and it's basically poison for our brain. And on top of increasing the risk of cardiovascular disease and obesity, there are studies that show that the Western diet leads to decreased cognitive function, brain damage, and can even contribute to neurodegenerative conditions like dementia. So taking a look at my dietary intake was the obvious starting point when building a brain care routine. This meant putting an end to the burgers and the soft drinks and the other tasty stuff and transitioning to what is known as the Mediterranean diet as much as I can. Now, the Mediterranean diet is unsurprisingly inspired by the food habits of people who live in and around the Mediterranean. And actually, when researchers have looked at the so-called blue zones, which are the areas in the world that have the highest proportion of centenarians, i.e. people over the age of 100, and then they analyze what they're doing in terms of their diet and their activity and everything, they find that broadly all of these people are basically following a Mediterranean diet.